his presidency, Donald Trump had revealed that US troops were present in Syria primarily for the country's oil. I quote, "We're keeping the oil. We have the oil is secure. We left troops behind only for the oil," Trump declared. Whose oil, you might ask? Syria's oil. The United States has been facing allegations of stealing Syrian oil for years now. The war-torn country, which has become a ground for geopolitical competition between Russia, the United States, Iran, and Turkey, has always alleged that its oil is being looted. To be fair, the US is not the only country interested in Syrian oil. Every country involved in Syria is pretty strongly eyeing its oil. Russia, Turkey, China, you name it. They all want Syrian oil for themselves. Syria has now come out and claimed that a convoy consisting of more than 100 US military tankers has carried thousands of liters of crude oil from the country's northeastern province of Hasaka to northern Iraq. Syria's official news agency quoted local sources as saying that at least 144 tankers filled with Syrian oil entered Iraq on Thursday from the Al Mahmoudiya border crossing. Buthaina Shaban, political and media advisor to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, said that most of the oil produced in the country had been stolen by America, an act she called very shameful. Recent news of hundreds of American oil tankers carrying Syrian oil into Iraq follows claims of American forces allowing a convoy of 60 vehicles, including tankers, to cross over into Iraq from the Al-Walid crossing. According to data provided by the Syrian Ministry of Oil and Mineral Resources, the country produced 83,000 barrels of oil every day in the first 6 months of this year, out of which only about 14,200 barrels were available for domestic use in Syria. Syria claims that the US stole 66,000 barrels of oil during the same period. That amounts to an alleged oil loot of around 80% every day. Last month, Russian President Vladimir Putin accused the US of looting Syrian oil despite having imposed sanctions on Damascus. Putin called on the United States to immediately vacate the East Euphrates territories and, I quote, "stop stealing the Syrian state, Syrian people by illegally exporting oil from the region." Also last month, China jumped into the picture and called the United States a bandit for stealing Syria's oil. Turkey too has called on American forces to exit Syria, with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan even saying that the withdrawal could weaken terror groups supported by Washington. Iran expectedly demands the same. Tehran wants the United States to get out of Syria, although it is opposed to Turkey's planned military operations in the country's north. Essentially, every country wants Syrian oil. It just so happens that the United States appears to be getting hold of the oil